Well, hello. I've been thinking a lot lately about things that we take for granted, considering I'm missing part of a leg ever since I got to my dad's and I've tried to live a normal household life. There's a lot of things I've noticed that are quite different. A lot of things take me a whole long time. So, I finished doing some work, some catching up on Facebooking, what have you. I sit here at Ma's table most of the day on my computer if I'm not running around doing something else. But now I'm going to show you just how long it takes for me to take a shower and get dressed. Most folks go in their closet, pick out some clothes, run in the shower, wash up a bit. The guys might brush their hair and their teeth. Ladies brush their hair, their teeth, put their face on, put their clothes on, and they're ready to go. This takes me a little bit longer. So, let's go take a shower. Now, Ma and I are going out to do a little shopping today, so I'm actually going to put on some decent clothes instead of just lounging clothes. So I'll pick my clothes like everybody else does. That part's pretty easy. Right now, I only have one shoe. That's kind of one of the things Ma and I are going to look for today, is maybe another shoe. So, pretty much have all my clothes together. That might take you about the same time, give or take some weeble wobbling around. However, now I have to prepare for after my shower and before my shower. These pads here help keep anything on the bed off of my leg and anything on my leg off of the bed. My tape. I have some antibiotic gauze, scissors, and a handy wipe because that gauze is really ooey gooey, and then the standard wrapping gauze. So all this is for when I get out of the shower and I have to re-wrap. For the purpose of this video, I know some of those guys out there that know me already and know I run around in swimsuits all the time. This will be no surprise, but for the purpose of this video, you don't get to see anything extra. I do still have a slightly fractured collarbone, so shirts on and off can be an issue. Now I notice here that probably due to the exercise routine I've been trying to keep up with, there's a little bit of blood coming through on my gauze. So I'm going to do some fresh ace bandages because it has leaked through on the ace bandages as well. And we can just wash these, launder them, and use them again later. So now I got to grab a few ace bandages. Now this can get wet, but it can't get soaked. So when I sit in the shower, I kind of have to put my leg up on the edge of the tub, just so that it's not sitting in water constantly. The skin graft area, you can see, is growing back pretty nicely. It used to be a pretty deep hole, but it's coming back. So now we've undressed that wound, and now we're actually going to go take our shower. I'm pretty sure I'm going to owe Mom and Pa a little repainting because these poor doors get beat up between the wheelchair and the walker. Now I have a seat that sits in here that I have to sit on because obviously I can't stand. What we're going to do is 2 or 3 different pieces here because nobody wants to really watch me shower. My mom's my videographer here today, so when I yell for her that I'm all clean and spiffy, she'll come back in and we'll continue this video, but stick with me for a moment. Okay, you can see here, come here. As you can see here, my friend Nick was visiting and he installed a diverter, so you still have the normal shower head up there, but then you also have this one here that I can use. We still have to get equipped to put it on the wall, but I can sit and shower this way. So for now, I have to back into my seat. And like I said, I can't soak this to death, but it can get wet. I pull this shower curtain, and then I pull this one, and I typically just let that leg sit right up here. Number 1, it rests the leg, because I can't hold it up steady. Number 2, I can clean it a little bit, and it doesn't get soaked to death. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and take my shower. And then my videographer Ma will be back and we'll do the next piece. Thank you. Alright. Well, today's shower was pretty quick because I don't have to shave my leg. I do most of my drying off sitting right here in the seat because trying to get out wet, touching things while I'm wet, just makes me slippery. And that just makes for more danger. So drying off here. The only part of the shower that is a little interesting is trying to wash the goody bits in the hiney. I try to lift myself on the bar just enough to reach those spots. Everything else is exposed nicely sitting on this chair, so I can wash everything else without having to stand up or what have you. But every little bit gets me winded. Okay. Alright. And again, same thing. Just kind of have to slide off this seat. And I have to be careful because the little feet are a little bit slippery on the bottom of the tub. clothes. My hiney's still a little wet thanks to the swimsuit. I don't want to soak through my nice comforter. So I'll just dry that a little more. Typically what I do is I sit on that bed there and I let the leg air out just so it's thoroughly dry. I dab it dry with the towel, but still needs to dry out a little bit more. And for the purpose of this video, what we're going to do is we're going to videotape the entire makeup and hair session just so we don't have to cut and clip, only because I'm not a great or a video editor. So you can just fast forward through this part when you're on the video. Ma's going to have to sit here and watch it though. I don't wear a whole lot of makeup, so it shouldn't take all that long. Oops. Try that again. Okay. Deodorize the pits. And I kind of strategically place things so that it works for me. For instance, I learned by mistake that I was losing my pillows the first couple nights I got here. My pillows were going back behind the bed. And I kind of gave the mattress a little shove so that it went back up against the wall and I wasn't losing my pillows. The box spring and frame obviously still stick out a bit. You see this ledge here. But actually that ledge works out beautifully, because I'm able to put my foot up and I'm not dangling and I'm not losing circulation in my legs. Helps me sit up more properly. That ledge also, sometimes I'll put my butt on that ledge when I'm like working in my drawers when I was originally moving in and putting all my clothes in and what have you. And I brushed my teeth this morning, so you don't have to watch that part. That doesn't take much longer than you, except I gotta hobble in there and lean against the sink. BB's come to visit us. Everybody left her, so she doesn't know where anybody is. She was napping with Pawpaw, but I guess she thought being in the video might be more exciting. So I guess we'll just call her a guest appearance. So while I do my face and my hair, this leg is airing out a little bit, just so that I make sure I don't have too much moisture under those bandages. Another 7 weeks they'll be cutting this back open again to put 4 inches of femur in there, so that'll be good and fun, and we'll be going through the whole deal all over again. Like I said, I don't wear a whole lot of makeup, so that part is that. Might need to add that to our list, Ma. And we are going to hopefully maybe get a haircut either today or in the next couple of days, because this crap has gone crazy on me. And you'll see I lean against things with my good leg. So I lean against this bed to help me give a little balance when I'm not holding my walker or in a wheelchair or what have you. Like I said, I found it interesting when I moved to Dad's and Miss Pat's that trying to live a normal life with only one leg is a little bit difficult. Getting around is slower. You're sitting in a chair all day or using a walker. And for me, using a walker is a little bit difficult because of that fractured collarbone. Putting my weight down on it is a little challenging and creates more pain than it's worth. But yet I sit in that walker and then my butt hurts all day. And I did land on my butt in the accident, so I've had some pretty significant pain there in the rear anyway. So it's kind of like I'm darned if I do, darned if I don't. Okay, well, that's about as good as this hair is going to get, especially considering we're trying to make a video. So now it's time for the get dressed part. And the wrapping the leg takes a little bit of time. I don't have to put any ointments or anything like that on there. This antibacterial roll, that yellow stuff there, kind of does it for me. It's pretty sticky. A lot of gooey stuff on there. And we just ran out of that one, but my beautiful sister brought me some more yesterday. So, grab that out of our drawer. Now this one is not in rolls like the other one, so we kind of have to piece it together, she said. Of course, it's childproof. Here we go. Now, the only difference is the roll is on like a paper towel roll type of deal, if you will. So it's a little easier to handle, a little less mess. With this one, and I should have taken out my wipes before this, but with this one, I kind of have to keep cleaning my hands in order to cut these pieces to fit where they need to fit. So as you can see, it's not exactly a quick process for me to just get dressed and be ready to rock and roll. Ma was dressed and ready in 15-20 minutes, and it takes me a good deal longer to do this. So now all of the very exposed parts have been covered with the antibiotic wrap. The skin graft area is really very, very important because they're trying to grow that skin in there. They used part of my skin, and it seems to be growing, but that's going to be a long process to fill in that big old hole. So now that that part's done, we have to wrap the entire leg with a gauze. That kind of keeps some of the oozing down in case that there should be any bleeding or what have you. And I've noticed since I've taken up my exercise routine that there has been some bleeding. I think that's just the stitches and staples stretching. A little bit here, a little bit there. Nothing too terrible, nothing concerning. So that's good news. And these I don't cover. These stitches will be coming out probably tomorrow. And I've learned to be very careful when I tape it, because I taped it to my skin the other day. I kept feeling something that hurt, something painful, something pulling. And be darned if I didn't tape the stuff right to my skin. So I gotta be careful of that one. So now we have the gauze in place. That just kind of keeps that antibiotic roll in place. And what really protects my leg from the elements or from people or from, you know, other things that might go bump on the leg is the ace bandage. And sometimes it's a little funky to try to wrap. Of course, I'm kind of a neat freak, so I don't like little pieces of corners sticking out. Oops. And now we're wrapped. We don't use those goofy little clasps because they come undone all the time. The nurses, the doctor, at the surgeons gave me this tape, and I tell you, this damn tape holds just about anything together. It might just be duct tape. So at this point, you've watched the bulk of how I prepare to get dressed, how long it takes. And now I clean up my mess, and I prepare to put my clothes on, which you don't get to watch that part. So just remember, be grateful if you do have two legs. A lot of us don't. There's a lot more people out there than me. But things are more difficult when you have a challenge or a handicap. So now I'm going to kick Mom out and kick you guys out. And I'm actually going to put my real clothes on. That doesn't take me too much longer than it would take you, other than maybe reaching that one sock and a little bit of challenge putting on a shirt or a dress because of the collarbone. So thank you. Have a great day.